Philip Duncan from Weather Watch TV on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us for our Australia Outlook for the week ahead. Just a quick outlook. Let's kick into it with the animated temperature and wind map showing high pressure just to the south here and southerly winds coming through along the southeastern corner for some areas. Temperatures are down there by the end of this afternoon, slightly cooler shading here. Also up to the north here, cooler winds coming out of the sea area, and that's going to dominate the weather over the coming week. Warmest and hottest weather again to the west of Australia. We're seeing plenty of dry weather there, maybe a few showers in the next couple of days, but most places are dry, especially Perth. So let's have a look at Tuesday's setup. Starting with Perth, you can see these easterly winds carrying on as we've been seeing pretty much since about January, blowing through there, keeping conditions very dry and fairly warm to hot as well. On the other side of Australia, it's a different story. And in fact, for the week coming up, plenty of cloud, plenty of showers, plenty of easterly winds. So the temperatures are not that high along the eastern side of Australia, including a big chunk of Queensland at the moment, which is not as hot and humid. Although there are some showers you can see here on Tuesday, maybe a few thunderstorms lining up with that system there. And further to the south, the southerlies driving in coastal showers, places like Melbourne getting a few, and the western side of Tasmania, dry in Hobart itself though. By Wednesday, some further showers around parts of Tasmania, and as that system moves around a wee bit, the airflow moves around a wee bit, you see showers spreading further around into New South Wales now. Still got those afternoon thunderstorms or heavy showers, and plenty of cloud and showers right up here and over towards Northern Territories, although Darwin itself not seeing very much rain, and just a few showers again out here towards Western Australia, not very many of them. On Thursday, the high is the main feature here. So again, very dry across much of Australia. South Australia in particular looking quite dry. Southerly winds though on the other side of that high pressure belt means it's windy through Bass Strait. A few more showers around Tasmania, but the pale blue here does mean that those populated places, Devonport, Lonnie, Hobart, not seeing much wet weather. Look at the eastern side though. If you're in Sydney, if you're in Port Macquarie, if you're in Brisbane, it's cloudy. At times, especially into the afternoon, the clouds increase and the risk of showers increases as well. Could be a few thunderstorms, but the pale blue indicates that there is not a lot of rain actually falling in those areas. By the end of the week, the high down here tracking further along. Still got a slightly cooler southeasterly wind for these areas. Cloudy with showers, Melbourne, Sydney. Canberra is looking quite dry. It's a bit hard to see in there, but Canberra is looking pretty dry. Might be a little bit cloudy into the afternoons. And the cloud and showers remain all the way along the eastern seaboard, the red line right up further to the north there. So that's the tropical weather to the north. We do actually have, in the very, very far northern tip of Queensland, north of Weipa, a small area of low pressure on Friday. That could deliver 150 millimetres in one day, way up there. Otherwise, no one else is seeing rainfall totals, anything like that. It lingers a little bit into Saturday as well. We've also got this low pressure zone starting to form out here in the Coral Sea. It's worth keeping an eye on. The future of it's a little uncertain. At this stage, it is looking sort of large and lazy. It doesn't look like a tropical cyclone, but anything can change up there, as some of you well know. Plenty more showers and wet weather rain around parts of Sydney, and we'll be seeing that wet weather caught up in a southeasterly wind. So again, temperatures are not that flash along the eastern side. They are down. Further inland you go, the easterly winds heat up further and further, and they're pretty warm and to hot over on that western side. Also, as the high comes in down here, Adelaide to Melbourne to Hobart, seeing those skies really dry out. And finally on Sunday, mostly clear with high pressure in here, cooler nights coming through for those of you further inland in Victoria and through the mountains, the alpine areas, but that wet weather lingers around about Sydney northwards, and you're sort of seeing areas of rain and showers caught up in the mix. Some dry patches too. It's not raining non-stop. Generally speaking, most of Australia is dry on Sunday, but this eastern side, plenty of cloud and showers for the week ahead. And before I go, there is that low we were talking about. This high pressure belt down here, likely to sneak along to the south, keeping that low somewhere in this zone, but the exact movements of it after this weekend, not yet locked in. We're back again on Thursday with our next Australia update. We'll see you then. We'll talk more about that low. And thanks so much for all your comments on YouTube. Sorry we can't always reply to them as well. We get so many of them now. It's fantastic. We read all of them. I'm always determined to write to people, but it just doesn't always happen. But please don't think we aren't reading them. Thanks for all your comments. We'll see you again later this week.